and welcome to Newswatch3. I'm Addie Smith.
And I'm Haleigh Releford, and we're so excited to bring you your weekly news. Today we will be highlighting Set Apart Week, as well as the Salvation Army Visit Weekend and Friday Night Live Auditions.
We'll also have your sports updates, and we will take a look at how international students are affected by the winter weather. The annual Set Apart Week here at Asbury has come to a close. Carolyn Moore shared with our students and faculty about freedom.
Asbury University hosted Dr. Carolyn Moore to speak during this year's Set Apart Week. Moore spoke about freedom in Jesus.
What does it really mean to be free in Christ, and how is it, if I were to really take hold of that idea of freedom, then how would that change the way I understand my walk with Jesus?
Students came into Hughes to listen as Moore continued her message about freedom, but in connection with anxiety.
And so many people these days are living with anxiety, and not just living with it, but really kind of that's become who they are, and so they're kind of living out of that place and not accepting anything that there could be more for them, there could be freedom beyond that. So on Tuesday night in chapel, I actually said, what would it look like if an entire generation had that word lifted off of them? Just what would happen if a whole campus just had the word anxiety lifted off of them.
In Wilmore, I am Addie Smith, Newswatch3.
Coming back to campus can mean different things for different people, but for some on campus, it means the start of a new season for Asbury sketch comedy group Friday Night Live. For weeks, posters have been put up about FNL auditions, and on January 19th, a handful of students tried out for a potential spot on the cast. Held in Reasoner 214, the students spent their evenings playing improv games and getting to know their potential castmates. Funny references, impressions, and jokes were all fair game in the comedic tryout. But the show's two co-directors, Carmen Clemente and Reagan Gibbs, have the tough job of choosing who will get called back for a second audition. After callbacks, the directors will be making a final decision about the cast in the coming week. The writers and cast will be working on a show all semester that is expected to take place at the end of April in the Black Box Theater.
The Salvation Army weekend has concluded. Prospective students from all over the country came to Wilmore for this visit. Reporter Sevasti Levenioti has more.
Paige and Sydney Liskey, twin sisters from Raymond, Maine, drove all the way to Asbury University to see their future home during the Salvation Army Visit Weekend.
One of the big reasons that I'm committed to here and that I'm coming to Asbury is because of the Salvation Army weekend.
The annual Visit Weekend took place on January 25th to the 28th. Prospective students from across the country gathered in Wilmore, Kentucky for this event.
This is a recruiting weekend both for the Salvation Army Student Fellowship as well as for Asbury University.
The SSF collaborated with the admissions department to offer high schoolers an opportunity to learn more about Asbury.
For me, the Salvation Army Visit Weekend is really important because it gives students the opportunity to really see what Asbury life is like.
According to Major Kane, this Visit Weekend has been happening for over 50 years.
There's been a number of years where we've had as high as 100 students come to the Visit Weekend. So it's been something that's going on for a very long time.
This year, 27 prospective students from approximately 10 different states registered for the weekend. They got a chance to attend classes, worship in chapel, and spend time with other students from the SSF.
Talking to the students from the SASF Center and the people in the classes we were able to attend really helped in deciding that this is the place I feel God is calling me.
According to Paige, the Salvation Army presence on campus really solidified her decision on attending next fall.
Coming here last year for the Salvation Army Visit Weekend really solidified my decision to come here. Like seeing the community and the yearning for Jesus from the student body really made me want to come here so I can be part of that community. And also the Salvation Army presence on campus really sold it for me too.
Salvation Army Visit Weekend ended with a Sunday morning service and with the current students saying see you soon instead of goodbye to their new friends. In Wilmore, Sevasti Levenioti, Newswatch3.
We have sports reporter Spencer Harvey in the studio with us today with our sports updates. Spencer?
Thanks, Haleigh. On Tuesday, the men's and women's basketball team brought home 2 wins.
Head coach Chad Mays marked his 100th win here at Asbury when the women competed against Alice Lloyd for the second time this season. They continued 2-0 against the Eagles after an impressive second half performance. After being down by 10 at half, the Eagles outscored Alice Lloyd 44-29 in the last two quarters. Asbury was led by Releford, Shear, and Harvey, who combined for 59 out of their 71 total points. This continues their 6-0 win streak of the 2024 year. The men traveled to Louisville to compete against Boyce College. The Eagles came out on top with 5 players reaching double digits. Enfeld led the Eagles with 16 points, which resulted in a new career high. The Eagles led the Bulldogs in rebounding 44-37. Winter led the team in that column with an impressive 20 boards. The Eagles continue a 4-0 win streak. One factor that can contribute to this success is an Indiana Wesleyan transfer, Luke Enfeld, who joined the Eagles at the beginning of the new year. Chance to sit down with him, so let's take a look.
I was sure that I wanted to leave Indiana Wesleyan, and Asbury is just a place with a lot of opportunity and has a lot of the things that I want to do. I'm Luke Enfeld. I'm a redshirt freshman on the basketball court. I'm a sophomore in the classroom, though. I'm majoring in finance, and I'm from Danville, Kentucky, about 30 minutes from here. My previous school was Indiana Wesleyan, and my reason for transferring was, well, the basketball reason was they had gotten a lot of high-level transfers, and I wanted to come to a place where I'd have a better chance to play. And then secondly, I wanted to be closer to home. It's very important that my family is part of my basketball life and get to see me play. The transition was honestly pretty smooth. It was just really, really fast. It was like a whirlwind. I went back up to the school and told them that I'd be transferring right after Christmas. And then I came and had contact with Coach Schaus, and we started moving things in immediately. Moved into campus, started contact with admissions, and then just kind of worked my way in ever since. I started playing basketball when I was 4 years old, so I've been playing for 16 years. I decided to play college basketball because, of the great scholarship opportunities, but mainly it's been a dream of mine ever since I picked up the ball. I've watched college basketball all my life, and ever since I've seen those guys do it the way they do it, it's been a dream of mine. So what I'm looking forward to the most is just getting to know the people, getting to know more about this place and the great culture that I've heard about. I'm also looking forward to hopefully getting to compete in the NCCAA and maybe win the championship in that. So.
The Super Bowl matchup is set. The San Francisco 49ers will take on the Kansas City Chiefs at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. This will be the first time the state of Nevada has welcomed the Super Bowl, but not the first time these teams have matched up on the big stage. The Chiefs and 49ers have previously met up at the Super Bowl in 2020. The Chiefs came out on top 31-20, winning their third Super Bowl in franchise history. That's all the sports updates we have for you today. Back to you, Addie.
Protesters against President Joe Biden take to the street in Jupiter, Florida. That's where Team Biden held a high-price fundraiser on Tuesday. The president's motorcade passed by a crowd of Donald Trump supporters. The event was held roughly 20 miles away from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. At the fundraiser, Biden told his supporters that he believes he can win the Sunshine State this fall. Florida has voted for Republican candidates in the past 2 presidential elections. In 2020, Trump won Florida by doing especially well with the voters over the age of 65. But some analysts say Biden might do better this November. That's because Florida's 2024 ballot could include referendums that tend to be more attractive to Democratic voters. 2 of those a push to legalize recreational marijuana and expand abortion access.
Drastic temperatures over the past few weeks have affected students in many ways. Reporter Alex Deacon got an inside look at how the temperatures affected local and international students.
On January 14, 2024, Asbury University's campus became a winter wonderland overnight.
I think just having the snow and stuff makes it just so much better just because it's really pretty outside and you get to see the snow fall from the trees. Usually the weather is it always fluctuates around here. It can be hot one day, cold the next day. And so I'm kind of used to snow coming sometimes and then being 50 degrees the next week.
While these drastic conditions are normal to Asbury's Kentucky residents, the weather came as a shock to some intercultural students on campus.
So basically, I'm from Panama. The weather doesn't change a lot. So it basically can change like 5 degrees or something like that. But when I got here, it's like one day you're gonna be in 80s, and then 2 months after that, you're gonna be in 60s or 50s.
It's my first time here in the US. It's like a shock too because it's really cold. I live in Costa Rica. The weather is really hot. Yeah, a lot of beaches. I'm not used to see snow.
This semester is really cold and snowing every day, and it's too cold for me, but I have to live with it.
I'm just chilling with my friends, making snowball fights, and I mean, it's really cool.
In Wilmore, Alex Deacon, Newswatch 3.
Well, that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Thank you for trusting us to give you your weekly news. We'll see you next week, Asbury.